Well, and mentally, I think mentally for the Bears, they've got to be able to do that. I think mentally, it's overwhelming. It's the elephant in the room. It's the every time you play them, oh, we've got to be able to do it this time. And then every time it ends up being some major disappointment for the Chicago Bears.
Packers, the Detroit Lions. I mean, the Lions are the here and now, right? It's like I think the Lions are going to win the division. They haven't been to the playoffs in back-to-back years since Jurko was in the league.
Long time ago.
Mid-90s.
Yeah, mid-90s.
But I think that's a good team. I think they're well coached. I think there's a lot of talent. The disparity between the Bears and the Packers, it's sometimes tough to stomach. I mean, I know we've lived it and we kind of know it.
You haven't arrived until you beat the Packers.
Yeah,
There's no arrival anywhere. I mean, you can make the playoffs this year and not beat the Packers, but I don't think you have arrived. You've got to be able to beat the Green Bay Packers to be able to arrive. To say I'm here.
The disparity
to say I'm legitimate.
Between the two franchises, Yerk, and I do think it's meaningful because this is the longest, oldest rivalry. It's a division rival. It's a team that has had very few valleys, mostly peaks, right?
Yep.
They're going on a third straight quarterback that looks totally legit and elite. Since 93, it's a lot of seasons. The Green Bay Packers have been to the playoffs 23 times.
Yep.
The Bears have been there 7. So a little more than 3 times more often. The Packers have
31 years.
It's 31 years. The Packers have gone to the playoffs like 3 times more often. The Packers have played in that span in 9 conference championship games. 9. The Bears have played in 2. That's 4 times. It's more than 4 times difference.
They went to 3 Super Bowls? No, 1, 2, 3. 3 Super Bowls.
They went to 3 Super Bowls.
Yeah, 3 Super Bowls in that time.
They won 2, and they lost 1. The disparity between the state of both franchises is it
means they lost 6 championship games. 6
they
times.
did.
Oh, boy.
Rodgers lost.
Yeah.
Rodgers won 1 and lost 3, right? Do I have that right? I can go back and double check. But I think Rodgers won 1 and lost 3, if I'm not mistaken.
And
or maybe 4.
Favre was 2-1, I believe, in championship games. Maybe he might have been a little bit less than that. He might have missed out a little bit later on, too.
I'll look right now. Hold on.
Yeah.
Rodgers lost 1, 2, 3. Rodgers lost 4 conference championship games.
Yeah. And won 1.
He won 1. He went to 5. Aaron Rodgers went to 5 conference championship games. 1 in 2010. They won the Super Bowl. Then he lost 4 straight. He lost in 14. They lost in 16. They lost in 19. They lost in 20.
Right. Favre was 2-1.
Favre, let's see. Favre played in 1, 2, 3. He played in 4. Yeah, if Rodgers played in 5, he would have played in the other 4 because they've been to 9.
It's 2-2.
So he was 2-2. Yep. He went to 2 Super Bowls, lost 2, won 2. Yep. That's exactly right. But the disparity is just, the chasm right between the two. It's terrible. And so I like how you put it. You got to beat that team. You've got to start tilting the balance of power back to your side.
Well, I think mentally for the Bears, they've got to be able to do that. I think mentally it's overwhelming. It's the elephant in the room. It's the every time you play them, oh, we've got to be able to do it this time. And then every time it ends up being some major disappointment for the Chicago Bears. It's terrible. And then they have that. That's why Aaron Rodgers goes and talks to Big Cat and is cocky as all hell because he can be.
He can be.
He can be. Why? Because all he did was kick the living crap out of the Chicago Bears.
His record against them is just stunning, isn't it? I mean, it really is. The Bears have lost. The count is what, 10 straight to the Pack?
10 straight. 10 straight.
The last win was December of 18.
Yeah. December of when?
18.
2018. It's a long time. It's a long time, Carm. Going on
BC,
6 seasons
before
now.
COVID. It's a long time.
Before COVID, exactly.
It's a long-ass time, Jurko. 2018. It seems like forever ago, doesn't it? The last time the Bears beat the Packers. It's hard to say that. And they're into like all-time losing streak territory. I want to say I can go back and when we get into the season, especially before Bears-Packers, I'll double-check. But we're getting into like longest losing streak for either team in the rivalry. I think this might equal it. I think there's one other 10-game losing streak. So you're getting into like all-time historic territory. But man, oh man.
And this thing used to be close. This thing is not close anymore.
No, it hasn't been.
Bears,
It hasn't been
Packers,
close.
Over
You
the
know, it's
course
been
of
weird.
time.
Like over the course of my life, Yerk, when I was a kid, it wasn't much of a rivalry. In the '80s, you know, I mean, it really wasn't the Forrest Gregg, Lindy and Fonnie years. They weren't very good. The Bears were. Ditka kind of owned them for a big stretch. I didn't know the importance of the meaning of the rivalry as much. It was like, yeah, the Bears just beat them, and
Right.
it really flipped when Favre got there and Holmgren got there, and you were part of that crew, and I got into high school. Then all of a sudden, it was like,
Yeah,
oh
we
man,
started
this is
kicking
what
the
it's
living
like. Oh,
crap
he just
out
started
of
kicking the living crap out of
Yeah.
us, and it rolled from Favre to Rodgers, and Rodgers is just unlikable. You know, I mean, it's been 30 years of it now where it's been painful, and there's been like these huge swings in one team's dominance over the other. We got to wait a long time for the first Bear-Packer game. It doesn't happen until very late in the year, and all those division games start to stack up for the Bears.
I'm looking here in 1947. I've literally got it in front of me trying to find the longest.
I think there's a 10-gamer in there, if I'm not mistaken, but I can't remember if it was Bears who had the 10 straight losses or if it was if the Bears beat them 10 straight times. But I thought there was like a 10-game. There was another.
There it is. There it is. I got it for you. You ready?
Yeah.
Starting 10/31/94. I was a part of that.
Oh, okay.
I was a part of that.
And that was it a 10-game losing streak?
That was 33-6. The next game 40-3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10-game losing streak.
So the Bears had 2 of them in the last 30 years.
From the the Halloween game.
Yeah.
That they retired Sayers and Butkus's number all the way through 1998.
Ugh.
Well, the first game of 99, 11/7/1999. I believe that's the Walter Payton game, right?
Yes.
Where Brian Robinson jumped
blocked
up.
the field.
Yeah,
Blocked, was it an extra point?
I think it was a field goal. 14-13 was just
Yeah, I think it was a field goal. Brian Robinson blocked a field goal. That's right. 25 years ago now. I can't believe Walter's been gone 25 years this year. Man, oh man. But so it's happened twice now in our lifetime and in my fandom in the last 30 years. That's the longest losing streak in the history of in the rivalry. It's happened twice to the Bears since the 90s. And you lose that first one of them, and you're going to set a new all-time record for futility in the series. Ugh. Wow. Anyway, I didn't mean to go down that rabbit hole. Sorry, because that's a depressing one.
Hold on. They're 3-25 in their last 28.
I know.
3-25 in their last 28.
Rodgers' numbers against them are just
3-25 in their last 28.
sickening.
That's an ass kicking.
Time to flip it. This is it, right? As Cap would say, it's go time.
That is an ass kicking.
Time to flip it, my friend.
Oh, I'm sick. I'm sick to the pit of my stomach.